Well, the cooler temperatures have us already getting ready for our Texas winter, and the best way to prepare for maybe an emergency is to prepare right now. And joining us with tips on how to prepare for a potential winter water emergency is Ann Hayden, who is the communications manager with SAWS. Good afternoon. Good to see you.
Good afternoon.
Okay, everybody, of course, is still talking about last February. What did SAWS learn from that extended freeze?
Let me tell you, we started having postmortem discussions as soon as we got out of freezing weather. And we started talking right away, it would seem obvious, communications, both within the organization as well as our counterparts at CPS, at the city, at the county. We work with each other all the time, but going through these specific exercises was really critical. And we've been doing that ever since. The other thing that we learned, and in working with CPS, is that we set priorities for our systems, like which pump stations have to have electricity all the time. Which pump stations, if there's a crisis, they can go offline. That way we can keep the most critical pump stations up and running to keep the city in water.
Okay, what kind of, as a consumer, what kind of emergencies should we prepare for this time of year?
Okay, so you'd think lack of energy, cold, something like that, right? There's actually a number of different emergencies that can happen. Of course, it can freeze. We don't want your pipes to freeze. We want you to stay, but also something that we actually had not too long ago was a boil water notice. And so that happens sometimes if we have some problems with the system, the pressure drops below a certain level. So it could be boil water. It could be freezing pipes. It could be something at your own home. That
a broken pipe,
water heater.
You gotta know where to shut it off, right?
Right. So we've tried to put together a toolkit in one place so that you as a customer can go there and find everything, hopefully ahead of time, that you might need around the house or around your business. And it's saws.org/be-ready. And we consciously called this Ready for the Unexpected because it could be a freeze, it could be any of those other things. This will give you the toolkit that you need to do any of those emergencies.
And like we should do, like SAWS is doing, start preparing, as you said, yesterday, right?
Right.
You don't wait. Now, if by chance, even though that was a once in a generation event, if by chance there's something like that, a big freeze, or even just those freezes where you might have to let your pipes drip, what can folks do?
Okay, so something to keep in mind, especially those homes that have what we call pier and beam. They're not the concrete foundations, but they have wooden or concrete blocks underneath.
And a crawl space.
And so there's an 18-inch crawl space or so, and cold weather, cold air can get underneath. You especially have to make sure that all those pipes underneath your house have insulation on it. And if you don't, or if there's a room that your house hasn't been heated for some reason, you need to make sure, A, that the pipes are insulated, and B, that warm air can get down through there.
And you have a rebate that folks can have somebody come in to help defray that cost to check those things out, right?
Right. So my funny friends in conservation, they've always got something going on. They came up with a clever acronym for their BRR rebate. It's the Be Ready Rebate. And so you can go to SAWS and you can get this rebate, which will rebate you $75 to reimburse you for the cost of consulting with a licensed plumber to come in and make sure those pipes are going to be okay.
Okay, so before winter arrives, check for leaks and find out how to protect your pipes with help from a licensed plumber. Then offset the cost with a $75 Be Ready rebate from SAWS. Just visit saws.org/be ready and you'll find water emergency tips and how-to videos there as well.